Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Bold and the beautiful stuns as Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. Appalled that Will Spencer, Crumoro, had a kiss from another woman and wouldn't even listen to him say that was right after he saw Electra kiss another man. And things are getting so much messier soon. We're going to get into how Will and Electra may both be looking to get some payback on each other, and I expect people at Forrester Creations to be taking sides. So, Will told Electra the truth about the kiss with Melissa Dillon, Sydney Bullock, but then she did not admit to the kiss with R.J. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman. And in both cases, someone else kissed them. Neither Will nor Electra asked for or really participated in the kisses, but only Will's telling the truth. Electra bailed on Will, who was flabbergasted by Electra's hypocrisy. Now, Will and Electra are at odds, and it doesn't look like their reunion is going to happen. At least not for a good while. Recently, we saw Electra ask Will if he and Dylan crossed the line and kissed. Of course, they did, and Electra was horrified and could not believe Will's lips touched another woman's, especially Dylan's. But Will knows RJ, and Electra kissed also. And Will called her out, saying Electra made choices too. But she acted like she didn't understand what he meant and was appalled at Will suggesting she did anything at all wrong. That was very poor communication since he never told Electra what he saw. So it definitely seems like the writing is on the wall that Will's likely going to end up dating Dylan, at least for a while. And Electra's going to end up getting much closer to RJ. And based on what's coming this week, I suspect a revenge war may be brewing. Plus, Dylan and RJ might get attention from Will and Electra because those two may be looking for payback and to make the other person jealous. Of course, that's not really fair to RJ or Dylan if they're only being used for petty backlash. Starting tomorrow, looks like Electra is the one who starts the revenge game and will probably claps back after the stunt Electra pulls. Will and Electra are both mad at each other for kissing other people, and things may get ugly between Electra and Will and others at Forrester Creations. And I suspect we're going to see people at Forrester Creations divided on the situation and taking sides. Like right now, ex-Forrester designer Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, is clearly on Dylan's side and not Electra's. Even though he was friendly with Electra, he just dropped some truth bombs. Deke told Dylan that Electra is different from them because she had everything handed to her. Meanwhile, Deke said he and Dylan had to work hard for everything. Plus, we know Deke has a soft spot for Dylan and feels for her because she was living in her car. And Deke found Dylan eating out of a dumpster behind El Giardino. So, of course, when Deke hears that Electra's getting jealous over Dylan and ranting about her working at Forrester Creations, I'm sure Deke is going to defend Dylan. Especially because Deke knows that Electra knew Dylan was living out of her car and going hungry, which is awful. Yet Electra still gave Will the ultimatum to kick Dylan out or lose her. So, Deke's going to take Dylan's side, and Will's. Deke and Will see eye to eye. And I also think we're going to see Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Mack Innes Wood, on Dylan's side and Will's. Remember, Steffi told Will he shouldn't quit even though he said leaving would make things easier on Electra. So Steffi adores Dylan and thinks that Will's a good guy. Steffi just hired Dylan at Forrester Creations and really wants her there. Plus, Steffi's known Dylan for a while because she was Hayes Forrester Finnegan's Brian Garlick art teacher. Plus, Steffi feels terrible that Dylan got pulled into that whole Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada nightmare and held hostage at the beach house by Luna. Dylan went through a whole lot of trauma because of Luna, and Steffi feels responsible because Luna was after her. So, I don't think Steffi is going to like how Electra comes at her this week in the CEO office after she finds out Steffi hired Dylan. Electra starts freaking out and tells Steffi that Dylan is not what's best for Forrester Creations, not by a long shot, and she begs Steffi not to hire Dylan. Whatever issues Electra has with Dylan have nothing to do with her being a good fit for Forrester Creations on Bold and the Beautiful. Electra's a spoiled brat who literally preferred Dylan to be jobless and homeless instead of her feeling slightly uncomfortable. Plus, Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, cooked all this up. So, Steffi's going to be Team Dylan and Will, and she probably tells Electra don't bring your personal drama to the workplace. Meanwhile, Will's telling Dylan not to worry because they're going to figure everything out together. So, we may hear that Electra is trying to get Dylan fired. and we might circle back to Steffi and say, please let her keep the job. Of course, RJ is going to be 100% Team Electra, and he'll jump at the chance to take her side. Trash talk Will, and Dylan hoping that RJ can get a date with her. There's no doubting where his allegiance lies. And I think Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, may land somewhere in the middle. Although she feels really bad for Electra, she also knows that Ivy orchestrated a lot of her heartbreak. Daphne knows that Ivy manipulated the breakup, blowing something way out of proportion to split them. I tend to think Daphne will be the one whose team put Will and Electra back together. And I'm betting Daphne tells Steffi what Ivy did because I fully expect Steffi to refuse Electra's demand that she not hire Dylan. Then Electra will run crying to Ivy, who will probably go make a scene with Steffi since, as we know, Ivy not just Team Electra, but she's Team Takedown Will. And that's when I think Daphne tells Steffi what she saw and the threats Ivy made. And things may reach a boiling point where Steffi might fire Ivy and tell her to leave LA. Electra may agree once the ugly truth is out. But even so, a lot of damage has been done, and it could be a while before Will and Electra reunite. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay with us.